Welcome back to Media 7. We're discussing the symbiosis between private wealth and the media with NBR editor Neville Gibson, gossip queen Bridget Saunders and trade unionist Lila Hurrey. In the last few days we've sought comment from several people about NBR's rich list, and here's what we got.
I've put the question to the boss and he's declined your invitation. He's never talked about his personal finances.
They're guessing, they're making it all up.
I think we could be focusing on a lot more newsworthy and interesting and important things in our media.
Lila, you've been one of those people who's been on the rich list and perhaps hasn't wanted to be.
Well, I think for a bit of amusement one year, Neville did a wee story on people of the left who had more than average wealth in their background, and so not on the rich list but associated with it, I think, in a side article.
Has that been used against you politically?
It was actually used when I was standing for the position that I hold now as National Secretary of the NDU. There was a bit of a smear campaign that you wouldn't want someone associated with large amounts of money in a position like that. I'm still looking for the large amounts of money, actually, so if Neville's reporters could track them down.
You should talk to Nikki Hager.
Yes, we could probably
independently wealthy
team up.
so he can research capitalism.
Well, speaking of that, Neville, what do you think the impact is going to be on John Key's public image of the fact that he now appears on the rich list? He now looks like a rich Auckland wanker,
we saw
frankly.
this as an obvious news hook. We didn't expect that Hanover would collapse in the same week. But I'm surprised that people have been very relaxed about it. In fact, he's taken no hits at all. And there's even rumours, and they are rumours, that he might be worth a lot more.
And yet it's still something he doesn't want to talk about because the whole pitch, and it's worked pretty well so far, is that he is a man who understands
Well, there's the
people.
legality. You see, he's supposed to own up to his wealth in Parliament, and obviously he is scared of envy politics as well.
How does it work for other people in the top 10, say Faye and Rich White? They're not even living in New Zealand. They've taken all their money away. They don't pay taxes. How should we admire those people?
That's the key to it. They don't want to pay taxes, and there's only one place or two places to live as a tax haven. Most of them don't want to be there because there's not very many neighbours. The other place is Switzerland or London. London actually encourages all of the world's wealthy to go there because they only pay tax on the income they might earn in London, and that's it. And most of them don't have any income in London at all.
Well, what's the attitude towards wealth in the circles you cover?
It's horrible. It is loved. It is a carte blanche. You can do pretty much anything. Any crime will have a really pleasant spin if there's money attached to it. And there are names on the list that I could cite, which I won't for obvious defamation reasons.
Rich people in that scene you cover get away with things that poor people don't.
Absolutely, totally. I think so, yeah.
Eric Watson, he is a celebrity. He's had Nicky Watson on his arm. I kind of wonder, at some point, does his public image not start to become degraded by his financial circumstances?
He's very sensitive to his public image, and it may be to do with keeping up the credibility of Hanover, and he wanted to get rid of that Playboy image.
But is there a
he's trying to act
that
normally.
It's a bad look for him to be all over the press
definitely.
as a rich person when he may well have made other people quite a lot less rich?
Well, that's one of his businesses, but bend on another business of his and what he's doing in the United States.
A lot of New Zealanders very poor bend on when it laid them all off and sent all its business to China.
It's still a very successful company that is using New Zealand expertise.
But of very little direct benefit to New Zealand. And I think, the list we have to look at globally too. Where is the money coming from that is putting these people into the enormously wealthy category? In general, it's not coming from productive activity. Look at, the Hodgins and the Watsons. Look at the Michael Fays. What have they produced? What have they actually produced and contributed?
A great deal. They're adding value to a lot of companies.
And what has John Key produced through his $15 million on financial speculation? It just seems extraordinary to me that we would celebrate the making of money from money.
But do you think New Zealanders do have a greater respect for people who can be seen to have made something or done something? The cultural heroes like Peter Jackson. Do you think people resent him having $450 million?
I think there's a respect for people who have done something through their own with their own hands, with their own talent, and in a productive way. I think, this list and all sort of signs of wealth can be separated into things that people have actually produced through effort and talent, and things that money people have produced through money. And, the real estate agent who's in there, I think, on the list for the first time, what sort of wealth and goodness has been produced for New Zealand through the 38 million or whatever he's acquired in the last year through turning over massively inflated property in Auckland?
Well,
I don't think that's something to celebrate.
Speculators are essential in the market, and they also set values for things.
Well, you'd like to see some regulation of the speculation, and that might take a few people off the rich list.
What do your readers think? You think, because you've gone nationwide, this is the first time the rich list has come around, and you've actually been reaching a national audience as part of the Star Times. Do they look at these people and see rich pricks from Auckland?
I think it's actually changed, and I think originally, yes, it was that, but I think now it's more, as we get poorer as a country and as individuals, I think that there's more and more hero worship of people who have got money. It's almost like a blind hero worship. And getting back to John Key, people seem to adore the fact he's as wealthy as he is, and the fact he's come from a state house. It's part of the whole myth, And I guess we're like a state house country, and they're hoping that he can take us as a country where he's taken himself.
I wonder whether there's a kind of deeper relationship between particularly the print media and wealth, because all the weekend papers do tend to rely on people having luxury houses for sale.
They're still writing about it as the values go down.
Should they write about poverty more, Neville?
No. Now, that's a real turn-off. People don't want to read about that.
Is that a problem?
But with respect to the woman from the city mission, of course, she wouldn't have a mission if it wasn't for wealthy people. I went to the ballet the other night, as was in one of these pages. I don't know how I got there, but I got to the ballet okay. And the inside back page of one of the programs, was just a list of about 200 people, all of whom give money to the ballet. And most of those were on the rich list.
And how does that help the city mission?
They give money to the city mission as well. Because money given to the city mission is money that doesn't go to the inland revenue.
Do you respect everyone on your list? Or are there people on your rich list who are ratbags, who you secretly despise?
There's very bad behaviour too. And it comes in generational ways, and we find that a lot of the people who have been on the rich list for a long time actually don't go and give all their money to their children unless they establish businesses on their own. That's an interesting fact.
We've seen that happen a few times, haven't we?